Hopefully, people are showing up now. Sorry about the delay. On the other hand, I did say it might be as late as 7:30 to delay expectations. Tonight, making jammin' fig pork chops. Going to be a good meal. I've already washed my hands, got out some implements. Let's start cooking. All right, so first things first, preheat oven to 425. Got that preheating. Wash and dry produce. We're going to start with the potatoes and dice them into 1/4-inch pieces. Now, me being me, I still haven't cleaned and prepared the cutting board. Next week will be the first use of the cutting board. However, I did find what I did with the knife I wanted to use, my paring knife. And I put it somewhere close by so I wouldn't lose it. Get ourselves some 1/2-inch pieces. This time I'm using Every Fresh. I think every plate. I've never looked into it, but I think Every Plate and HelloFresh are owned by the same people. A couple of orders ago, there was an issue with my Every Plate, so I called in and was like, "Hey, this is missing," and they gave me a credit. But the person who I was on the chat with thanked me for chatting with HelloFresh. I was like, don't you mean Every Plate? Yes. All right, whatevs. But the packaging for their meats are identical, and the meal options are pretty much the same thing. The only real difference is the color they use on their meal instructions and how they package their food. HelloFresh will have each meal in bags, whereas Every Plate will put everything into one cardboard container.
Cinder says hi.
Oh, hey, Cinder. Glad you're here. Hope you're having a good day. Now, I prefer the way HelloFresh packages meals, but hey, I was given a discount code for Every Plate, so that's what we're using today. And next week. Next week? Yes, next week. Now, if I had plenty of time on my hands, then I'd just go out and do the groceries myself. But I work 40 hours a week. Well, I'm also there for lunch, so that's, over 40 a week. And then I spend about 2 hours a day in transit to and from work. So that's another, 10 hours plus waiting for the bus and taking the bus to and from work. And then trying to get 8 hours of sleep a night. There's just not much space left for doing my own groceries, getting the meals, and then cooking the meals. Capitalism is a crime. Wish we didn't have it. But, Industrial Revolution and some fat cats just decided to fat it, and I stabbed myself because I shouldn't cut while I'm angry. No, I'm not bleeding yet. Band-Aids are... Where are my Band-Aids? In the bathroom. They're either in the medicine cabinet or in the stack of shelves on the right-hand side as you're facing the bathtub. Anyway, Never cut when you're mad. Also, don't get mad while you're cutting. All right. Woo. Cut broccoli into bite-sized pieces. Broccoli.
Cinder says, there we go. Okay.
Oh, that's good. Are you playing any games, Cinder? Or any games you're looking forward to playing, rather?
I'm playing Armies.
You're playing what?
Armies.
Oh, which one?
It's been
I've heard of Baldur's Gate 3. I've not heard of
Story of Seasons.
Story of
I'll
Seasons.
go into it another like 5 hours.
Oakley dokley. Wow, Baldur's Gate 3. Now, is it truly the third Baldur's Gate, or is it like another wave of Baldur's Gate? Because I remember Baldur's Gate being out like 20 years ago or something.
That's correct. I'm pretty sure this is.
Wow. I would have expected there to be more of them. Huh. They are finally coming out. So not many people remember this game. But they're finally coming out with another marathon. Now, for those who don't know what Marathon is, it is a game by Bungie. It was a game by Bungie? Is Bungie still around? It is a game by Bungie. Came out in the 90s. It is essentially a precursor to Halo. It's one of the earliest first-person shooters. You are a cyborg, and you are saving a colony ship from aliens. And through it, you deal with finding out who you are while trying to deal with rampant AI and saving the humans. And in the third game, some time travel is involved as well. It's an excellent game. We wouldn't have Halo if it wasn't for Marathon. So they're finally coming out with another Marathon game, which is fantastic because we have been waiting 20-something years for another game. But instead of it being from the point of view of the character from Marathon, it's going to be from the point of view of some other characters. So no one really knows like how it's really going to be. Part of me is excited, part of me is worried because the Marathon storyline is beautiful. Peel and finely chop garlic. Gotta love garlic. There's this comedy, and I can't remember the name of it right now. It has vampires in it. And it also has the guy from Princess Bride who says inconceivable. I forgot the actor's name, and that's going to bother me. He's Van Helsing. Anyway, in the movie, vampires can eat garlic, but the vampire we're focusing on just doesn't like the taste of garlic. So Van Helsing, at one point in the movie, tries to poison her with garlic and fails because she can eat it, she just hates it.
The actor's name is
Wallace Shawn. There's a meme going around about how to remake Princess Bride. But
correct answer is done.
But one of the ways to do it, according to the meme, is to have Fred Savage back as a dad, telling the story to his daughter. And so they're changing the parts that are shown as the movie from the book as one option. And the other option is to just use Muppets.
Stick with my first.
Okie dokie. I should finish watching Princess Bride in the correct order one of these days. Used to watch it all the time at work when I worked for Hollywood Video, and we would have it on all the time. But I wouldn't be watching it like all the time, paying attention frequently because of how busy I'd get. So I would see it, but in the incorrect order, and I just never got around to fixing that. So we're in the year 2023. And I have been listening to the audiobook of 2001 Space Odyssey again, just frequently. And I don't know why, my mind's just been in the mindset of gotta listen to it, must listen to it. And part of me has been pissed off that we don't have that level of space travel yet, because we feasibly could have. We could even do it now if we wanted to, but we don't want to because we'd rather just destroy the planet and have a few billionaires get a couple more billions and have what's his face, Elmo or whatever, try to become a trillionaire. And I am displeased by that. What we should be doing is having moon bases to do science on. To have Mars bases to do science on. And have people live there if they want to. Oh well. When I was a kid, I loved 2001 Space Odyssey. A lot of people don't like that movie. And I get it. It's kind of slow and pondering at first, and you really got to think about it. But a lot of people don't realize is that Kubrick and Clark worked with each other, writing the book and movie at the same time. So it's not a poor adaptation. It was intentionally made to be that way, trying to be as scientifically plausible as possible. But, the government had to go and screw things up because that's what the government does. At least the government didn't follow through with the plans to nuke the moon. So there's that. Where was I? Anyway, yes, 2001 Space Odyssey. So we could feasibly have had a ship to Saturn and back. And I say Saturn specifically because in the novel, they went to Saturn. They went to Jupiter in the movie because the tech at the time made it so that they felt they couldn't get Saturn to be realistic. And then after that, they got the first up close images of Saturn from a satellite, and they were relieved that they didn't do Saturn in the movie because what they were imagining was way off. Saturn's even more brilliant and glorious than they thought.
Doing that.
Oh, I am still peeling the garlic because I am bad at peeling garlic.
You crack.
What?
So put the on your board.
Okie dokie. Let me get another piece out because I just finished peeling this one. All right, on the board.
Flat blade.
Flat of the blade.
Press it on your
Top of the garlic.
your hand.
Okay. Oh, neat. Ooh, slippy. Oh, I wish I knew this ages ago. Yeah.
To do we realized purpose later when I was cooking with. So what does this even do? It makes it easier to peel. Right.
Yeah, it makes it so much easier to peel. It's very appealing. Oh, that was bad.
Really bad.
I do not regret it.
So what's your philosophy on garlic?
Garlic is delicious. Be careful if you're eating it raw.
Read the comments.
No, I did not. I was going to, and then I got distracted. I'm sorry. I will be sure to do that tonight. All right. Finely chopped garlic. So I got out the what is this? Santoku knife because it's a blade of choice for chopping, as opposed to the paring knife, which is great for veggies. Again, Lindsay, Madeline, thank you for the kniffs. I would have to look at the rest of the set, but I would appreciate it.
Sanders says fresh. It's nice when we have it. Family usually uses jars.
Garlic. I mean, yeah, it works. You got to do what you got to do, as long as it's not pickled. Don't like. I do not like vinegar. We did?
You don't ferment it.
Oh yes. It tastes like sadness. I don't know. It just tastes gross. It tastes like vinegar. Lift the leg for some relief on my back. My sciatica is acting up. Yes, you need a fatigue nap from my kitchen. All right. So tossed potatoes on a baking sheet with a large drizzle of oil, and a pinch of salt, and pepper. So I cover my baking sheets with aluminum foil, help protect them, make them last longer. Also, probably should have measured that out first, but I didn't. Oh well, too bad. Olive oil. Oh, I was going to put a link somewhere about the answer in progress video about counterfeit olive oil. And then I forgot. Maybe I'll remember tonight. Maybe it's Maybelline. All right, potatoes on half. Now it says salt and pepper, and some salt and pepper will go on. Once again, going to be using sea salt, not just regular table salt, because sea salt tastes so much better. But also be adding other things. Go ahead and get some thyme, some oregano. What else do I have today? Ah, here you go. And a little bit of sage. And that's some sage advice. Oh, that was bad. See, this is the kind of stuff I'd be bugging my kid with if I had a kid. I guess y'all are gonna have to bug your kids with it if you have kids, because now is the time. Or nibblings.
Some 80% oil can be missed in story of the mob. Their bellies associated.
Yep. All right, rolls on middle rack for 5 minutes. Now it takes much longer than 5 minutes, of course, for potatoes to cook, but more is going to go on there in the bits. Oh, hey, Leo. You going to come over and be on camera? No, of course you're not. Well, maybe one day y'all will get to see Leo on the stream, but not today. I gotta get my floor fixed. It'll happen. Anyway, so while that's roasting, going to put the broccoli in a medium bowl, drizzle some oil and a little bit of salt and pepper. Now, medium is relative, of course. There we go. All right, olive oil. Insert Popeye joke here, except I hate spinach. Salt, oregano, thyme, and pepper. Too much pepper. Oh well. Just going to let it sizzle. Hey, buddy. Hey, Leo. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, hi. Hey. This is broccoli.
Admin 1 of Netflix.
Hey, Admin One. Haven't seen you in a while. Well, I also haven't checked out the server in a while. How are you doing? All right. Pat pork dry with pepper towels and season it all over with salt and pepper. Remember Salt and Pepper? They did good music.
A little before my time.
Oh yeah,
I'm 10 years younger than you.
I knew that. I knew that. Don't know why I keep forgetting that.
Paprika would be a good thing to add to that board.
It would be.
Send you a link to this.
Is it Penzies? Oh.
Do you like pencils?
They are very ACAB, and they are super anti-Trump, and they have great coupons, and their store is very nice. Or the store that I visit when I would go out to their store in Uptown here in Minneapolis. So I haven't been in a while. So virtually all the spices I have right now are Cub brand. You know, store brand stuff, which is fine. I mean, spice is spice.
And says doing very good. We're here. Been thinking of listening to Grey's Anatomy. This is Leo.
Things have been good. Busy, tired all the time. Probably just getting old. And trying something new. Finding a way to make certain that I eat, balanced meals while seeing people on the internet. And washing my hands. Yeah, you were right. Ah, 5 minutes. All right. All right, move sheet carefully. Carefully push potatoes to one side. Add broccoli to empty side. Put in for 15 to 20 minutes. Exactly. Hot metal does look like cold metal. Makes sense. I mean, if it was super hot, I guess it would glow a little bit. But just hot. There was this one time at Convergence. This was 10 years ago, I think. In Consuite, there were baked potatoes in like some sort of crock pot or something. And the tongs fell in. And I was looking around for someone to tell. And some kid came out. And he was the Consuite volunteer. And he reached right in. I was like, don't touch that. It's metal. It's hot. He goes, it'll be fine. I'm like, no, it won't. Get something to cover it. Come on, kid. Oh, children.
Nerve endings on.
Yeah. Oh. I don't think I knew, but I might have known and forgotten. So I'm gonna go with no, I didn't know.
You ever work?
No, I'm afraid of food. I am always afraid of like making people sick. So that's why I stayed out of food service. So when I worked retail, I always worked at like Hollywood Video and Office Max, and I really dated myself with Hollywood Video, as it doesn't exist anymore. The whole concept doesn't exist anymore. There's like one Blockbuster left, and it's more of an attraction than anything. But yeah, I would stay away from food service because I didn't want to make people sick. Because what if I was carrying something and didn't notice?
So you watch.
Yeah. Oh. All those people getting sick at that fast food place. You know the one. Subway, Jimmy John's, Chipotle, because of terrible hygiene practices that are encouraged due to capitalism. So I do like making food for friends.
There's a family video in here.
Oh, cool. How are they holding up? What with the death of streaming killed the video star.
Yeah. New Hope.
Ah,
For a what time? Wilmer.
that's
There's
a lot of
them,
places.
actually.
Also, I have video killed the radio star stuck in my head now, which is entirely my fault. But Rocket Man, William Shatner released another album a couple years ago.
Why?
Because he is the Shat. It wasn't terrible. And he wasn't the only one on it. Sheryl Crow had a song on it too.
I'm pretty sure I told the story about when we were punished. Prequels, like maybe trap music. I'm pretty sure that is in at least one Grey's Matter podcast.
Oh, I do not remember this, but which music video was it?
When I was 17.
Oh, I love that one.
Cinder says that the family video is doing okay as far as they saw a few weeks ago, and they don't know video killed the radio star well enough to get it stuck.
I mean, yeah, you are far too young for that one.
Says that they're sure it was better than his.
Yeah, that's also true. Shatner's far better than Steven Seagal by leaps and bounds.
So maybe it's the joke that.
I'm gonna have to hear that again. I'm not
William
catching it.
Shatner released an album.
Yeah.
So he.
Oh, Shat one out. I heard shot one out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes. All right. Oil in large pan over medium-high heat. As I said last week, stoves all run at different temperatures. Medium-high for my stove is more of medium, or that is, I need to set it for medium for it to be medium high. Get that coated some. Now this time I'm not going to let it evaporate off like I did last time. All right, so while that is heating up, I'm going to just check ahead here. So the last steps here we're doing is we're going to cook the meat, and we're going to make the sauce. Going to get the veggies out of the oven, and then it's going to be food time.
Cinder says, how am I not old? I'm turning 30 this year. I feel old.
Yeah, and it's going to feel worse as time goes on. Oh yeah, you're not 30 yet. That's still coming up. Yeah. Video Killed the Radio Star, as I recall, was the first music video on MTV. When MTV still had music videos. I am so pissed off. MTV isn't music video television anymore. Is the MTV even still around?
Probably.
How about VH1?
Let me tell you, television is not my strong suit.
I mean, is it really anybody's strong suit these days?
Yes, surprisingly.
Huh. I just watch, streaming. I'm gonna put a little bit more paprika here. So the recipe calls for salt and pepper because, like I said before, though I said about HelloFresh, but it's true for every plate as well. This is designed for white people. So it's also getting other spices. So I put in paprika, rosemary, sage, thyme, and oregano. Because we like flavor in this house. Now, they say that it only needs to cook about 4 to 5 minutes per side. And that will get it, browned and cooked through. You also need to be careful not to let it cook too fast on the outside, because then the inside will stay raw. And you don't want to get sick. Also, though, it's not like it's chicken where you'll just get salmonella no matter what. But it's not beef. So you still want to be careful. I always find people who can eat, rare food interesting. Because I can't do that. What, rare food?
I love it.
I find that interesting. I can't eat rare food.
My parents like to say that they knew that Dad would be a good addition to the family. When they went to my mom's for dinner for the first time, Grandpa asked how my father wanted his beef. And my dad said, mooing.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't do that. For some reason, I just get sick whenever I eat rare food. So I always make sure it's cooked through. Just something about my body doesn't allow it. Maybe I lack the appropriate enzymes, which would be a great reason to, become a vegetarian. Except I can't go on a vegetarian diet either, so sucks to be me. Plus, I love meat too much. It's so good. So good. Last week's vegetarian dish was good too, so, try to mix it up some.
One of these weeks, I'll teach you a dal recipe.
A what recipe?
Dal.
Dal?
Indian lentils.
Oh, okay, yes.
Cheap, easy, delicious.
The there's this movie, Snowpiercer, that I don't care for. People like it, and it's supposed to talk about class inequities and stuff. And I find the concept lacking. Um, and part of it is the science in it. Is the Earth is supposedly so cold, everybody except for the people in this one train all die because the train is some sort of perpetual motion machine. Like that doesn't make sense. Oh, hey, my meat. And apparently all the animals on the world died, except at the end. Turn that heat down a little bit. We see a polar bear. So if there's a polar bear, that means there is something else alive for the polar bear to eat.
Seals.
Which means there is something alive for the seals to eat.
Fish.
So not everything died. So the movie just doesn't make sense on so many levels. And then in the movie, the poor people in the back of the train, they get up to the food car and discover that they've been eating processed bugs and are sickened by it. And I'm like, well, one, you were already eating each other. All right. You were being cannibals. You were even being auto cannibals. Okay. If you're being auto cannibals, you should not be getting sick at eating bugs that have been turned into a nutrition bar. Because at that point, you're not eating the bug anymore. You're eating a bar. You're eating a granola bar for all you can tell. All right, well, more like a peanut butter bar or something. So you shouldn't be sickened by that. One of you ate a baby. You even talked about that. Come on. Secondly, at the point in the future the movie talked about being in, I think it was like 2030, 2050 or something, the food supplies on Earth, according to a number of researchers, are at the point where a lot of us will have to be eating insects anyway to help stretch out the amount of meat that we need to get proteins. So I don't know. That movie just bothers me for so many reasons. In the end, they blow up the train. They killed everybody except for like the two kids. Except there's no resources left for the two kids, so the two kids are going to die anyway. I just don't like that movie. I have opinions. Anyway, if you do like the movie, I don't mean to shame you into not liking it. I'm just voicing opinions, and the opinions are representative of Justin Gray's and only Justin Gray's. So I'm just checking the meat to make certain it's cooked through. Very carefully, of course. Don't want to cut the pan. Don't want to flip the pan. Don't want to hurt myself in the process.
The pan?
That's correct, they are. That is the next step. Unless the alarm goes off, then taking the veggies out is the next step. All right. That's looking good. Turn that off. Say once again that I'm going to get my floor replaced one of these days. Pork. Let's see if I can flip this one over. I can show you both sides of it. So it's very porky. Is it in frame?
It is in frame. It's gorgeous.
Right. Yeah, that's some good pork. Nice and seasoned.
It smells
good
delicious
flavor.
too.
Yeah, this is good stuff. All right. Boop, 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 boop. Now, Time to make the sauce. Going to add the garlic. Garlic. Oh yeah. All right. Until fragrant, 30 seconds. And while that
Your
is,
heat's on.
that's why that's not doing its thing.
Uh-huh.
All right. So while that's becoming fragrant, it takes about 30 seconds to open up the chicken concentrates.
Edmund says that they can already imagine the fine texture of your meat.
Oh yeah. Put in some chicken concentrate. This chicken is thinking very hard.
So Edmund never saw here the train goers must have been snooty. Rich people would rather eat a bunch of fellow humans than one buck.
So the train goers in the back of the train are very poor. The train goers in the front of the train are very rich. And when parts of the train start breaking down, they use babies. Not babies, but like toddlers and younger kids to be parts of the train.
No.
It doesn't make sense. Like there's one kid we see gets in a part of the train to like move levers or something because there's no replacement parts for that thing. It doesn't make sense. Jam, put in the jam. Pump up the jam, pump it up. Oh, does anybody else remember Pump Up the Jam? From the 90s? No, probably not. Well, maybe Admin. I think you're my age, Admin. Are you my age, Admin? I would imagine you are, since you love Marathon as much as I do. Even more so since you also, make levels. Wait, am I thinking of the right admin? Because now they think of it, I know two admins.
Sounds like this movie was supposed to be. This movie sounds like a train wreck. Maybe it was supposed to be meta.
Oh, that's good. That's good. Well played. Well played. And a quarter cup water.
Admin is also 30.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Deglaze.
All right.
Taught my nephew about the science of deglazing pans when we were at the lake a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
He was very excited.
Nice.
He's a science kid.
All right. Cook, stirring about 3 to 5 minutes until thicken. Almost everybody I follow on YouTube is younger than me.
Admin also does remember the name Comes Up the Jam and also remembers Salt and Pepper.
Okay, good. Thank you. The only person older than me who I follow on YouTube, I believe, is Robert Reich. And that's because he's like 70.
The signifier can't be that much younger.
I think he's like 35. So I'm certain that he's older than T1J. Everyone check out FC Signifier and T1J. Excellent video essayists. But yeah, Robert Reich was he was a part of the Clinton administration. So, considering that was in the 90s. Now he does YouTube. His son, Sam Reich, is the guy who runs College Humor, which is hilarious. Also, I just recently found out that they're related. I really didn't know that until an episode of Don't Laugh News. But yeah, Robert Reich, I follow him for stuff about, government things and taxes and learning about how that stuff works, since that was his literal job for the Clinton administration. And he also talks about how 45 and his cronies are evil. Yeah, some people need it spelled out for them. Oh, yeah, like Simon Whistler, though he looks older than me, is like 35.
Signifier is at least.
Oh, really? Yeah. Sweet. All right, FD Signifier, same age group.
Watch his video.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. That just came out like 2 days ago, I think. Oh, I miss Carlos Menza. He hasn't posted in a while. Carlos Menza used to work for Vox, VOX, Vox. And then he went solo. And he's very infrequent in his postings. That was the timer for the veggies. But I also need to turn off the heat for this and stir in 1 tablespoon butter. Now, fortunately, butter comes with little divisions if you have sticks of butter. So you can just cut where it says. Little over. So yeah, it's easy to go, oh yeah, this is the right amount of butter. Right-ish amount of butter. Let that melt a little bit while I take out the veggies so that the veggies don't burn. This is not a disco inferno. But oh yeah, nice and roasted. Got some broccoli, got some potatoes. That's gonna be some fine eating in a little bit. So he's older than me. Nice. There are 2 YouTubers who I follow who are older than me. I don't feel so aged anymore. All right, stirring in the butter. Smoke in the water. And probably going to leave it at that so I don't get banned by YouTube or Twitch. That song is copyrighted, I'm sure. I mean, that song's only like 50 years old, maybe 60. All right, return pork to pan and turn to coat in sauce. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the good stuff.
I am unfortunately not partaking in this. Dearly wish I wasn't.
All right, divide pork, potatoes, and broccoli between plates. top pork with any remaining sauce from pan.
And says this seems great.
Yeah. Well, I will do my best to remember to put the recipe, thank you, in my Discord channel. Admin, I don't know if you're in my Discord channel, but there is a link on the Twitch. If you're following me on Twitch, I think there's a link on YouTube. I don't know. If not, you know how to find me, and I will add you to the Discord. All right. Getting the fork. Yeah. Thank you.
And would love the recipe.
Hot. I'm gonna let this cool some more.
Hot meat looks cold meat.
Oh, but it was so worth it. Oh yeah. Oh, that's a good potato. So, Now I can really taste the spices on the potato, which is good because potatoes by themselves are bland. Like, they taste like potato, but potato is just not much. It's just, it's there. It's a starch. The spices on it are very nice. So the recipe calls for just salt and pepper, and that's all you would really be tasting. It's supposed to be a flavor enhancer, but the amount of salt and pepper they tell you to put on it would make it would overwhelm the flavor of everything else. Now with the other spices on it, getting the good taste of the thyme that I put in, and the and it's
oregano, sage,
yeah,
rosemary.
well, there's paprika, but I put that on the
That's on the
pork, not the so rosemary, sage, sea salt, pepper, thyme, and oregano. So these four really coming out nicely, especially the sage, especially the rosemary and sage. Oregano by itself really doesn't taste like much either, but you really got to put other stuff in with oregano, otherwise you won't get much of anything. But it is a great addition.
Found that if you know your dish is missing something, try adding oregano, and it works more often than it should.
Goes great in eggs. Goes great in eggs. Goes great on broccoli though. I already love broccoli. Like by itself, I already love broccoli. I'm weird like that, but broccoli is good. And adding spice to it just makes it more alive, more fun. Yeah. It's just very happy feeling. It's not like it doesn't taste like, without the spice, there's still that hint of your parents trying to get you to eat a damn vegetable because you need it to survive. It's more like it's time to eat, and it is worth to eat, and you're happy about it because you did it yourself. And there are good feelings associated with taking the time to prepare something. I love broccoli. But now for some meats. Let's get meaty.
And always likes when the broccoli is a bit browned at the edges, like.
Oh yeah, that makes it really flavorful.
The only way.
Yeah. Oh yeah, not too salty. So as I said, the way they put the instructions just makes it covered in salt. Now this way, you get a little bit of the paprika. I didn't go hard on the paprika. Now you want to be careful with it because some Midwesterners aren't good with, spice. Especially in Minnesota. But now adding the spices and then the sauce that they create, now I'm not going to say it makes it juicy, despite the fact that there is jam in it, but it does add a bit of juice. Moisture, yeah. It helps moisturize it in kind of a sweet way. Let's go with the salt, the salty spiciness that spices, tend to have. It's a nice balance. It helps accentuate the flavor while making the food just taste better. I mean, it's not like barbecue. That will taste so much different. And in my opinion, better than this. But this is still great. Maybe there'll be a barbecue stream one day.
8 hours just watching smoke.
I mean, around holidays, they do have those streams of a Yule log. Yeah.
To tell my neighbor he's out doing a.
Yeah, it could work. Oh yeah, but this is good. All right. All right. I don't know what the options are for next week because I did not bother to write them down. I really need to work on that. But I'll put them in the Discord and on the Patreon. So, happy eating, everybody. And I'll catch you next time.